¿Te gustaron y no nada?
Ya hoy me toca hacer el viejito pascuero, tengo a mis compañeros que hacen de Grinch, los duendes, todo lo que tenga relación con esta Navidad. Y como les digo, llegamos al Muelle Prat.
كل سنة وانتم سالمين.
Well, the videos we watched are scenes from some parts of the world celebrating Christmas. The first was in Mexico City, where the Russian community is holding a Christmas parade with music and costume just as part of the holiday cheer. The second video was from Chile, where we have Santa Claus, who is called Viejito Pascuero. He is sailing a boat to deliver Christmas gifts to children. And the third video is from the West Bank in Bethlehem, where they are having a march through the streets with music to celebrate Christmas. This is World Reframed. My name is Ismail Okwe, and today we are exploring how Christmas is celebrated beyond the Western lens. We have some guests who are going to join the show today, and this is a special edition of World Reframed. Well, Christmas is celebrated all around the world. However, some countries are not even celebrating Christmas on December 25th. And these are the Christian Coptic communities in Egypt and Ethiopia. Also, other parts of the global south are not experiencing snow. They are not also seeing some of the things that the Western media has been showing as part of Christmas celebration. And we just want to go through some of these things that go on in other parts of the world outside of the Western lens to experience and see how different it is, to also normalize the fact that Christmas is not all about snow and also not all about Santa Claus. We have two guests who are going to speak to us from Asia and Latin America, and they will join us soon. We have Lucia Aliaga. Lucia, welcome. You're on mute, Lucia.
Sorry, yes. Hi, Ismael.
Sure.
Thank you for the invitation.
And which country are you in right now, Lucia?
I'm in Bolivia.
Bolivia. And then we have Logan. Logan, unmute and tell us where you are speaking to us from.
Hello. Happy holidays,
Hi.
everyone. I am in the Philippines right now.
You're in the Philippines. And how is the weather? Is it snowing in the Philippines?
No. We're a tropical country, so we only
Okay.
have summer and rains here.
Sure. So that's a typical global South country, and it's Christmas. So the question is, what are you doing for Christmas? Are you skating? What's a typical thing going on in Bolivia right now, Lucia?
Well, we are in summer too, so we don't skate or anything of that because it's kind of hot. In my city, no, but yeah, in general, it's very, very hot.
So what do people do typically?
Okay, well, we celebrate in different ways, but there is a specific tradition that I want to talk. That is the dish that we eat the night before Christmas, the Christmas Eve. So yesterday I just ate this. That is the Christmas picana. That is a dish of pig soup. I will tell just a little bit more of the ingredients then. But the Christmas picana is one of the most distinctive Bolivian Christmas tradition. Unlike many countries that celebrate with roasted meats or turkey, families here in Bolivia wait until midnight or, well, some hours before to eat a hot and hearty soup that is so big. Pican is prepared with different types of meat, such as beef, chicken, and lamb, along with potatoes, corn, and a specific kind of potato that we cultivate here in Bolivia. That is the chuño and the tunta. This kind of potato you can cultivate in a very high zone of Bolivia because we are a high zone and very cold. So it's a very, very specific kind of potato that I think that other countries can make too. For example, the north part of Argentina that is connected to Bolivia, and well, other cities like Peru, well, other countries like Peru and Ecuador.
So
Also we
potato
put,
soup.
yes,
Okay.
and also we put vegetables and spices. And what makes picana unique and slightly sweet and aromatic flavor, which comes with the use of wine. We put wine to the soup, and in other parts of Bolivia put beer or singani, that is an alcoholic um, drink. Eating picana at midnight symbolizes abundance, warmth, and family unity, making it an essential part of the Bolivian Christmas.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Soup, picana, and it goes with wine in some places, and in other parts of the world, of the South American world, it goes with beer. And in Ghana, I'm in Ghana right now in West Africa, and the typical dish are dishes. I'm sure we've heard about the popular jollof rice, and jollof rice is made with tomato stew, and then the rice is added for it to cook to give a certain golden look with a lot of spice. And jollof rice is eaten in so many West African countries, in Ghana, in Nigeria, it's eaten in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, Senegal, and they all have their different tastes and different additions, just as you have beer and wine in different parts of South America. And Logan, what's the typical delicacy during Christmas in the
Mm,
Philippines?
for
Hmm.
Christmas delicacies, well, we have something called here the Simbang Gabi, or the it translates roughly in English as night masses, but they're usually held in the wee hours of the morning, like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m., for 9 days straight leading up to Christmas. So when you attend those night masses or Simbang Gabi, you usually have waiting for you outside are vendors of what you call puto bombong and bibingka. So these are rice cakes typically served during the Christmas season here in the Philippines. So you won't see them often in other periods of the year. So those are the two most common delicacies here in the Philippines. So they're rice cakes and they're sweet, and they're usually topped with desiccated coconut and cheese for the puto bombong. And the bibingka is a rice cake cooked in coal at the bottom and on the top of the
Okay.
rice cake. So that's what Filipinos usually eat after they attend the night masses in the morning.
Mm. And this clearly shows that different parts of the world don't do what the Western world does when it comes to the foods that are eaten. I know normally there's this turkeys, there are the pies and the others, but yeah, they're different from where we are. And the first thing that's done is the mass. In Ghana, for instance, everybody goes to church. The weather is warm and it's easy for you to dress up and go out, and besides going to church, there are also so many activities in the night, a lot of entertainment activities like the parties, and there's a whole festival called December in GH where musicians from even the West come to Ghana. Busta Rhymes from the US was in Ghana recently. We also have Burna Boy from Nigeria in Ghana, and so many other big names who come around to have parties and have concerts. And we don't joke with it. We used to call it Dirty December, but the government thinks dirty, it's spelled DETTY, but they think dirty doesn't really connote say so well, so says much about the country. So they want to change it to December and GH and keep that as a brand. What are the kind of entertainment activities I saw from Chile, which is not too far from Bolivia, where there's a Santa on a boat delivering presents to children, and I can see that's a tradition that's quite interesting. Also in Bethlehem, in the West Bank region, where there's more like a brass band float around or a march around the streets. And this just on the side of the entire war on Gaza and all the issues that have been going on in the West Bank. So, Lucia, in Bolivia, what sort of entertainment goes on during this period?
Well, of course, we also have like a Viejito Pascuero in Chile. We name not Viejito Pascuero is Papa Noel or Santa Claus. That also is part of the charity activities made by church or little communities. We have a very little village or people who needs a different kind of charity. So yeah, we recollect some presents and we do something like chocolate with panettone for sharing. This is a very common for the days before, like December, for example. I don't know. We put hot chocolate and the panettone. This is especially common during the community events, church as gatherings, like I explained before. Also, solidarity activities organized for children and families in need. Beyond being a simple meal, the chocolate represents generosity, care, and community spirit. It highlights the importance of sharing and supporting others during the Christmas season, which is a deeply rooted value in the Bolivian society. So, yeah, chocolate and panettone is very common for the breakfast, I think, for the tea hour, or well, in whatever you want to eat or sharing with other people, the chocolate and the panettone. That is a big bread with fruits inside.
Okay, that's interesting. And Logan, which entertainment activity goes on right now? Are there parties or is just eating?
Well, I think for Filipinos, we have this deep sense of love for the family. So during the Christmas season, what Filipinos working in the city usually do is that they go back to their provinces to celebrate the holidays there. And Filipinos love karaoke. So that's one form of entertainment that's usually booming during the holiday season. But aside from that, because Filipinos love singing, caroling is really popular here, at least among the kids. What they usually do is that they visit homes and they just sing Christmas carols right away without even calling the homeowner. So they usually do that using makeshift uh, musical instrument like flattened bottle caps and wires that they turn into tambourines, or like plastic jars that they use as drums, or tin cans that they use as drums as well. So that's a very popular form of entertainment here in the Philippines. We call it caroling. And
Mm,
what they usually do is these kids these kids sing in exchange for funds. So
mm.
they usually the homeowner usually gives out coins or small bills, and when they can't give some money, they usually say patawad or sorry. So
Okay.
that's a form of entertainment here during the holidays.
Mm. That's very similar to our masquerading communities in Ghana. So we have masquerades who dress up and also go onto the streets and they are giving gifts during Christmas period. And that's normally seen in the western region of Ghana. And it's a very, very big festival that everybody wants to see because they play a lot of music, they dance, some of them are on stilts, and then they go around entertaining people. Now you can see them even in the capital, Accra, where they are in every traffic light. By every traffic light, they are there singing and dancing, entertaining the world. But before this entire uh, uh, culture and traditions that we are seeing in the global south, there used to be a certain one-sided form of portrayal of Christmas in the media. I remember when I was a child, there was always Home Alone shown on TV. I don't know if you guys have watched Home Alone already. There was a part one, part two, part three going, and watching Home Alone, you feel like your Christmas is different. And indeed, uh, that's just a portrayal of the Western culture, which had really gotten to us. during Christmas, you see some people even wearing winter clothing, and it was quite. I mean, it was preposterous. Like seeing people wearing winter clothing in the heat, and that didn't really make sense. But now um, there's a lot of knowledge out there. There's a lot of also a lot of change in the way people do their things. People are accepting their culture, especially those in the global south. They're accepting that things wouldn't be right only because they are coming from the West, but they can also create their own form of culture which will be accepted. What's the culture like, Logan, before and now? And what are you experiencing? Is it different or it was the same in terms of the ignorance of the kind of traditions that Christmas should have?
Well, I think the answer to that differs in terms of your what period of life you're in, because usually when you're a kid, holidays are really festive and cheerful because you're waiting for Santa Claus and all. Well, here in the Philippines, since we have this colonial past, I would admit that some of our Christmas celebrations have also been adopted from the West. Like malls here usually, what do they do? They have this Christmas villages that are set up, and they have this makeshift snow made from bubble, so you can see those inklings of the Western influence in our celebration of Christmas. But I think Filipinos have grown to embrace our own form of celebration as well. Like we are proud that we celebrate Christmas in a very Christian and Catholic way, since the Philippines is a predominantly Catholic country. Like more than 90% of the population is Catholic here. And what we really value during Christmas is the spirit of faith and love within the family. And yeah, I think you'll see those glimpses of Western influence every now and then, but I don't think that erodes from our own way of celebrating.
Yeah. And Lucia, you still have Viejito Pascuero. That's the Santa Claus still there in Bolivia and a large part of South America. I know you're closer to North America, not too far, closer to the West. Do you still have a lot of the Western influence in your own Christmas celebrations?
Yes, for sure. We also have to combine some traditions because yeah, we have Santa Claus, Papa Noel, that also is the same character from the West. So yeah, we have to combine some traditions. For example, I think that here in Bolivia, in many parts of the world, it's very common the nativity scenes. But here in Bolivia, like we are an Andean and indigenous country, we do something that yeah we thanks God and the Christianity God, but we also thanks to Pachamama, that is the I don't know how to say that, the god of the earth here in Latin America.
Okay.
So yeah, we do something like the chaya to thanks her too, because it's like a woman, the Pachamama, the earth mother, something like that. So yeah, we have to combine because we there is a lot of Catholic influence, but of course we have our own traditions like the thanks Pachamama that is very important for us. There is a very quantity of days that we have to thanks her.
Okay. And is there any discussion about being more original when it comes to the celebrations, or it's not really a problem?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know if you can repeat the question, please.
Yeah, I'm asking if there's any discussion, maybe online on at other parts of the South America about being original with the celebrations of Christmas, or it's not really a problem.
Well, it's not really a problem for us. There is not a debate or a public discussion, but of course, I think the debate is in the way that we have to celebrate. We have the Christianity God, but we have the Pachamama God also. and we have to combine. And well, this is very not common for nobody in the West to thanks to another god that is no god. So yes, I think that there is not a discussion, a public discussion, but yes, we have a different kind of protest to, okay, we celebrate in a Christianity way, but we have also our ancestral traditions that we have to keep for everyone.
Okay. And there's the issue of diversity. I am not Christian, but I'm part of the festivities. Has about 30% Islamic community and about nearly, I mean, less than 30, and then about 70% Christianity. But there are various sects. And in Ghana, we have the Catholics, of course, we have the Anglicans, we have the Pentecostals, the Methodists, and the rest. And we also have non-Christians. And we all live harmoniously here. And during the festivities, yes, you get a few Merry Christmas here and there. You also respond because we are part of it, and it's a holiday as well. So we are home. You have to also respond. We also get some gifts, and if it's Eid, we also get or give gifts back to Christians, and they accept it, and the harmony continues. This clearly means that Christmas is universal. It goes beyond a particular group of people. And when we come to the media as well, same. It's not only for the Western world. And the way we see it, the Western media, of course, is pushing the narratives that Christmas is for the West, but it's actually not, because you have diverse ways of celebrating it. So, how is the mix like in the Philippines when it comes to Christians and non-Christians, and how are they harmoniously celebrating Christmas, or is it that they don't celebrate at all? What's the situation like and the experience like in the Philippines?
Well, from what you've mentioned, I think the situation is very similar between the Philippines and Ghana. Like, next to Catholicism and Christianity, there is also a large part of the population that's Muslim, especially in the southern part of the Philippines in Mindanao. But from what I'm seeing, I think they're also celebrating the holidays as well, not specifically Christmas because of its roots to Christianity, but they also join in the festivities during the holidays, especially in the workplace. We have this Christmas parties, and they don't exclude themselves from joining, and they also give and receive gifts, participate in the games. So I think it's a very harmonious mix here in the Philippines. Like, we don't have any issues about celebrating Christmas, whether you're part of the Christian religion or not, or if you're Islam. So I think the big picture is it's a season to celebrate here in the Philippines, no matter what your religion is.
Mm. Okay. And Lucia, is it the same?
Yes, for sure. Of course, there is a debate between what we have to celebrate or what is correct. It's not a public discussion, it's more an internal discussion of it's okay that we put the Christianity God and the Pachamama God, like I explained before. But of course, this season of celebration to be with the family. So it's more about that. Yes, it's more about the family and sharing with others.
Okay. So, Lucia, I'm taking your final words. How do you hope, or how do you want the media, the Western media, to really affect or show the kind of experiences that are lived in Bolivia?
I think to show this kind of tradition that we have, the indigenous people have, for example, this that is the chalya. Thank you to the Pachamama, because yeah, they show the Santa Claus, Papa Noel, Viejita Pascuero in Chile. They show the gift, the malls with a lot of people, the markets, the people giving to others gift, but it's more about that. It's more than just that. I mean, there are people making some nativity scenes with the chaya and I don't know, very small families sharing or playing games the day before, or how to prepare the picana dish that is very important for Bolivia. I don't know, show these other kind of things that it's not just a gift or malls or Santa Claus. There is another kind of nativity that we have to share.
Okay. And what's your take, Logan?
Well, I think the media, especially in the West, should learn to be appreciative of other forms of celebrating as well. I mean, sure, celebration in the Philippines may not be as flashy because there's no snow here and it's hot during the holidays, but I think it is equally as significant and as special as celebrations like in New York when there's snow and there's commercial spending spiking during the holidays. What I want to say is we can view Christmas through the lens of those in the global south as well, as we have, as we did in from the global south, because we have watched the Home Alone movies. So I think the people in the global north can do the same for us as well.
Sure, sure, and that's what we are collectively calling for. We want the dominant narratives that have always been there, that are erasing the diversity of experiences in Africa, in Latin America, and Asia, to end. They have to stop. And the stories of collective care, local rituals, and all the local activities we do during festive period, they should make the global headlines. Despite how they reveal how communities adapt faith to lived realities. We want our audiences, you watching us, to rethink Christmas not as a single global event, but as many local experiences shaped by history, inequality, and culture. My name is Ismail Okoye, and I was speaking with Lucia Aliaga from Bolivia and then Logan from the Philippines. This is World Reframed. Continue reading and watching us on globalsouthworld.com.